People forget the Preakness is this weekend. It's a quick turnaround, 2 weeks after the Kentucky Derby, and Mystic Dan is trying to keep the hopes of a Triple Crown alive. Kenny McPeak was at the PGA Championship earlier this week, and when Tiger was at the podium, he was taking pictures like he was me, who was kind of freaking out. He's like, "Oh my God, there's Tiger Woods!" It was very funny, very amusing. Um, and Mystic Dan's got a real shot to win because look at this race stinks. It is a bad Preakness. In some years, you can't really say that because you'll get some of the good Derby horses that carry over, but even some of the guys who pass on the Derby that show up are better. And the best one, the best guy who missed it, Bob Bathurst's Arkansas Derby winner Muth, who couldn't run in the Derby, he scratched after spiking a fever upon arriving in Baltimore at Pimlico. So Muth was going to be the favorite over Mystic Dan. He's out. I still think in this race, like that, like I cheer for Mystic Dan because I want the Belmont to still be alive, and I think Mystic Dan was a deserving Derby winner. That was a great ride. I don't know how great of a horse he is to be able to win on this quick of a turnaround. He can with the field this week, where like Mugatu stunk. And it's a great name, but he wasn't. He was like 180-1 in the Bluegrass and came in seventh, and now he's running this race. D Wayne runs his horses to death, so I can't really tell, but I don't think Just Steel is going to be a winner here. Really, I think there's only two.
Sounds like you're just disgusted with the state of events with this year's Preakness.
It's one of those like it too, where like if you just open up the program and you're looking, you're like, man, these horses are good. Like I could like Mystic Dan wasn't even in my like top 5 for the Derby, but he was okay. I could see a scenario where this horse is good enough. I mean, there's some horses in this race where you're just like, oh, this is like, there's nothing I like when I traditionally handicap a race. But I will say it's not Tuscan Raider. I think it's Tuscan Gold is his name. He's coming out of the 7 post. That horse will be tempting, and it'll probably be a play in an exacta box with Mystic Dan and the horse that I'm going to win bet, and it's Imagination, who ran second by a neck in the Santa Anita Derby. It was Bob Baffert's other horse in this race. I think you're going to get that horse about 5-1. I think that's your best bet for a win bet, is trying to beat Mystic Dan, because Mystic Dan, that it's at 5-2 right now. It'll be an even shorter price come post time. So I think you try to beat it, but use them in an exacta with those other 2 horses, and you might be able to cash yourself a ticket. So best of luck betting the Preakness. It's not great, but you know what? The undercard usually produces some fun races. So, between that and the PGA, we should have ourselves a fun gambling weekend, Mr. Luckett.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Well, this has been a fun show.